go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Masters Fantasy Show, brought to you by MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. I'm your host, Jonathan, joined today by two of our draft coordinators, the Doc, Dynasty Owl. What's up, guys? How you doing today?
Doing great.
Excellent.
Yep, good to hear, man. Week 5 in the books. Turning the page here, looking at week 6. We're going to be taking a look at the waiver wire at the quarterback position. Just a couple things I wrote down here. Bye weeks have arrived. So we'll be dealing with that, man, which, makes this waiver week even more important as we go forward here. 4 teams on bye this week. We got the Atlanta Falcons, the Saints, the Jets, and the 49ers. So no Matt Ryan, no Jameis Winston, no Trey Lance or Jimmy G, and then also no Zach Wilson. So kick this over to you guys, man. Week 6 waiver wire at the quarterback position. Who are you looking at?
So I'll take the first one. A guy I'm looking at, unfortunately, yeah, he is a guy on a bye week, but a guy that I'm looking at that I see pretty consistently on the waivers in most of my leagues is Matt Ryan. And basically the reasoning on that is he's averaging 18 points a game, but realistically, his first week in a new offense, whole new team, a lot of new weapons, no Julio. That was his worst game, 7 points. Since then, his lowest output was like 15.6, and he's been over 20 points the last 2 weeks now. So now you're seeing a little bit more, continuity. I mean, even with Calvin Ridley gone, he still is over 20 points last week against a bad Jets team. But I mean, hey, we've seen the production. Again, it's very similar to the guys I've said in the past, like the Kirk Cousins and the Derek Carr. Like, it's not the sexiest thing in the world. Not a ton of rushing upside, but I mean, these guys are getting points, and the Falcons defense absolutely stinks. So Matt Ryan's going to be throwing the ball a ton. I mean, and now you're starting to see Pitts utilized a little bit more too. Hayden Hurst had a good game. And I think when Ridley comes back too, and Gage, I mean, I like the way that offense looks now a lot more than I did week 1. So Matt Ryan's the guy I'm going to go pick up. Obviously, that's not what you're going to want to do if you need someone this week. But I think he's a guy worth picking up if you're hurting at quarterback in general.
Yeah, I think it's a good take. I think what I like the most about it, that offense hasn't quite clicked on all cylinders yet. Just now starting to get Pitts involved, like you said, little head scratching on, the chemistry between him and Calvin Ridley. Just hasn't been there yet, but I mean, you do expect that at some point this season to kick in for sure.
Right. Yeah. And we've seen it before. So I still think it's more just adjusting to the new offense on that, because the targets have been there. It's like you said, just something a little bit off. And what I also like too is that they're leaning into using Cordero Patterson versus just using him as a decoy or something, just a little scat back. I mean, he's getting a lot of targets because it's working. So I feel like that's kind of helped Matt Ryan as well. Cordell Patterson's just been eating on these little easy throws for him.
Yeah, good stuff. I like it, Doc. And I'm going to toss my guy out there. And actually, kind of a similar situation. I kind of hate this, but he's on a bye week this week too. So it's not going to help you this week. But I do think that it's going to make him an easy waiver wire pickup, just like Matt Ryan. Guys may look over him because he's on a bye this week. Hopefully, you don't got one of these quarterbacks that's not going to be playing this weekend. Jameis Winston, man, coming off I think is the best game, of his Saints run so far. The most passing yards he had, looked like he's starting to get a little chemistry with Marquez Callaway. Finally starting to get Alvin Kamara involved, which is nice to see. I think my favorite thing about it is kind of similar to the Falcons offense. I don't even think they've really got going yet out there. I mean, I still think they're, obviously their best wide receiver, Michael Thomas, should be back in a couple weeks. I think that's going to help tremendously. Just a lot of firepower in that offense. Sean Payton, man, an offensive guy, a guy that's always able to figure out how to get the ball moving on that team. So for me, Jameis Winston, a guy that got picked up quite a bit after week 1 with the 5 touchdowns. I was guilty of it. I picked him up, then dropped him the last couple weeks. Comes back, has a good game. For me, go get him now. Go get him this week. His schedule gets easier as we go here too, which I think is going to help. Plus, like I said, just the chemistry on that team. I think, as these weeks get deeper into the season, we're going to see a more complete Jameis Winston. in a better Saints offense. So I say go get Jameis Winston this week. Sit on him for a week, then you'll be able to use him.
Yeah, I love that take a lot. I mean, I think you hit all the points, but little slow start to the year, but last week came alive, got that chemistry down with Callaway now, finding him 2 times in the end zone. We got Michael Thomas coming back soon too, hopefully. Obviously, Kamara, Troutman hopefully gets going soon. The weapons are there, like you said. Yeah, I think it's going to be a big second half for Jameis.
I do too. I just wish us as Browns fans would have had Callaway in the end zone for our deep shot at the end of the game.
Yeah, no kidding. That'd be nice. He is just a monster on those jump ball situations.
He is, man. Which makes me like him a lot too. We may talk about him in a different episode, so we'll leave that.
Yeah, I think we might.
All right, kick it over to you, Dynasty Owl, quarterback, waiver wire, week 6. Who we talking about?
Sure. So both your guys were on a bye this week. My guy is not, but still kind of a tough matchup this week. And that's Geno Smith. Gets the Steelers defense this week to be a little tough, but obviously Russell Wilson goes down. Surgery on the finger, looks like he's sidelined 6 weeks is kind of the timeline right now. So that's a good opportunity. I mean, obviously once Russ comes back, it's gone, but 6 weeks is a long window. He's got a chance to have some real starts for you. He's got the Saints and then Jacksonville the next couple games after that. So the schedule does lighten up. But I mean, the weapons really, talking about DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, that's as good as a 1A and 1B as you're going to find. Gerald Everett coming back as well. I know Chris Carson's a running back, but I mean, just that threat helps him as well. I think there's enough weapons in Seattle that it's going to support him. It's crazy that this is year 8 for Geno Smith, the guy we thought would have been out of the league 6 years ago.
Right.
But he's hung around, and I think that says a lot about him. He failed early on, but there's a reason why he's still on NFL rosters, and it's because, he is a decent quarterback. So like I said, I think this week, a little tough out there against Pittsburgh, but like I said, a lot of quarterbacks on a bye this week, so you might need to throw them in there. And, with DK and Lockett, that might be enough to make them viable this week. But like I said, the next couple weeks, schedule eases up a little bit, and Russ is out, probably 4 to 6 weeks for sure. So I think it's a good time to pick them up in a nice window to roll with them.
Yeah, I like it. And that Seattle defense, man, hasn't been great. It's giving up some points. So, I do expect Geno to have to throw the ball. And I mean, I feel like I could fit a couple passes in there to DK Metcalf. So if I could do it, pretty sure he could do it too. So, I mean, that's it, man. The weapons surrounding him got to make you a little bit excited. I mean, and he can run a little bit too, man. A guy that might get you a little bit of rushing yards, maybe a rushing touchdown here or there over the next couple of weeks. I like it. I think Geno Smith a nice pickup too. All right,
absolutely.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this edition. Week 6 waiver wire quarterbacks. As always, thanks so much for watching. If you could hit the like and subscribe button, love for you to come be a part of the Masters family. Also, keep an eye out. We're going to be doing running backs, wide receivers, tight end, waiver wire. Make sure you guys check all those out. As always, thanks so much. Any last words, guys?
Thanks for listening.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.